Okay, guys. As we start our customer interaction, please tell me you've been around for the last 3.5, 3 months, whatever it is, 2.5 months. There is one word you have heard all through these 3 months. What is that word? There is one word which I've used. I've used technology. That's okay. But what is the huh? No. What is the word which you have heard? Huh? Yeah. So the hallmark of a technology is called .elakshya. Agree with me now? Anything that I have done personally has been on .elakshya. Right? Okay. Next, what did I say? I said that our core product, whatever we do with our customers is .elakshya, and this is something which is a file which is given to customers for their whole life, full life, and it has got so many features. It has got features on what? There we are into two businesses. We are into something called recruitment. We are into something called retailing of financial products. Correct? I have told you this also. This is our core product, and it has components of both retailing as well as recruitment, and it is something which is used by the customers for their full life. This is fine. Now please tell me, while this is all fine, while a file can be created, I have also done macros towards being able to create the file automatically. All that is there. How do I do this? Because this is the next most important thing for me. In fact, this is the most important more than this. This is something which can happen. .elakshya files I can create, I can put so many. How do I make sure that anybody and everybody I interact with them only through their .elakshya file? I make customers necessarily, compulsorily see their .elakshya file. How do I make this? Don't we have more markers? How do I make customers compulsorily see their .elakshya files? It's compulsory. How do I make this? Simple. How do we interact with customers? Through what means? Mail and SMS. Okay. SMS is one way. SMS is one way we interact with customers. Call also, phone calls also. We interact with customers through SMS, we interact with customers through phone calls. Once we interact with them, what do? We also do something, no? How do we record? Where do we record and how do we record? Huh? In our T's we record, correct? We record the interaction the interaction we record in our T's. What do we do with the interaction? For any and every interaction with customers, what do we do? What do we do with the interaction?
And we give them
that is next. What do we do? Once we interact, what do we do? When we interact with customers on the phone, after that what do we do? There is a process which we follow at elakshya. We are supposed to follow. Mail, right? So any and every interaction with anybody on earth, after the calling or email, this thing is supposed to mail, right? Do you agree with me till this? Till this you understood? I have told you only these points. I said that last 3 months we have been hearing only about this. But the biggest challenge, and we know how to create it, how to create millions of them. I mean, and Sangeeta is expert in creating many .elakshya files. All this fine. And yesterday, on that day, we also explained the process. Maybe I'll put in the video itself. I'll put that up. But for us, the biggest challenge is not .elakshya file and whether it's used for recruitment retailing. It is for migration. The biggest challenge is for compulsorily making people use them. Next, I told you, how do we interact with customers on phone or SMS or whatever? But always, any customer, whether it's a customer or a principal company or anybody, we always send a mail. You guys also send mails to anybody you interact with in your lives. You send mails to people? Yes or no? Okay. The only difference is here, what we are doing is anybody we are emailing. What do you mail? You mail saying that, hi, this is Shweta here. We spoke some days back. I met your brother at so and so place. Whatever, something you will mail, no, in your personal life, whatever. Correct? It's in a text. That mail is in a text. So whatever is supposing that mail is in a text, whatever is the content of that mail, A, B, C, D, blah 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 blah. This is the content of the mail which you sent to anybody in life. Correct? This content of the mail is the same as that in column H, the latest discussion points, whatever. Is the same as that, correct? Okay. All you do is, I would request you, as we start our business, whenever we connect with customers and therefore we need to mail them, right? Till now we used to say, I don't know if you guys have ever used that T. Maybe we still have, you're not started, so you not had a chance to use it. Latest discussion points and all early discussion points करके T में ही एक macro ये होगा, macro नहीं क्या बोलते हैं उसको, menu में होगा, send latest mail, send group mail, like that you have seen, correct no? So all you need to do not send this content. Just there is a place in the .elakshya file. 1 minute pause so that I'll show that to people here. See, I'm not directing this again against this thing, but you can see there are there are a lot of menus here in my T. Okay, so whenever you write the discussion point, this blah blah blah, which is whenever you write, all you do is, of course, you can use any of the other options also. Use this option. Yeah. Yeah. So whenever we write that blah 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 in that column J, and then we send a mail to the customer. You can use other options also, but my preference would be to use this option. You can see now, send email to customer, just giving the .elakshya file as a link. Okay. On opening the file, he will see the latest discussion points. So what actually happens here is, to put it very simply, when you do this blah blah blah, let's say Shweta is talking to Gautam, a personal friend of hers, and she's put this blah 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 in the discussion points. She's just clicking this. Okay, once she clicks this, the blah 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 actually goes to what? It goes to the Gautam's .elakshya file and sits in row A of the .elakshya file. Have you seen that row A and some other row it will be in a .elakshya file? Correct, no? So when Gautam gets a mail, Gautam will only get a mail saying, instead of this blah 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 of Shweta, Gautam will only get a mail which says, hi Gautam, just open this link in order to see your mail. In order to see your message, I have sent a mail to you. In order to see that, please open this link. That's all it will say. And what will Gautam do? Gautam will click the link and open. When Gautam clicks the link, so this is basically to compulsorily make people see the .elakshya file. How do you compulsorily make any email? People see emails now. People. So you are saying, instead of the email being right here, you are saying, hi, please open this. Click this link. Then you will be able to see your email. So once when somebody clicks this, what happens is, so as soon as you send a mail, that mail has nothing but that link, the .elakshya file link. That's all will be there. Once that person clicks that link, our email to the customer, whatever email is there to the customer, comes in the form of a dialog box in front. It comes as a dialog box. Here there is a button which says OK. Illi a blah 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 antalla, a blah 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 anta illirutte. It will be here. So Gautam will necessarily see this. If he has to see that his mail, the mail to him, so blah 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 will be there. He says OK here. Once he says OK here, there will be a next box which will be there with saying, hi Gautam, okay, this is your, behind you find your .elakshya file, and the .elakshya file has got things on your financial planning, on this, on that, on health insurance, on vehicle insurance, all for your, only for your data. Your data is all, we already captured some of your data. So this, the .elakshya file has got so many things. Okay, again the so once he clicks on OK on this, it will compulsorily, there will be a third window, dialog box which say, Gautam, in case you want to know more about .elakshya file, it is there in our videos, it's which is bit.ly es22 dot, bit.ly es22 video, and all our videos is there in bit.ly es22 all. This is something which Gautam, people get confused, no? I've been using Gautam for a friend, which Govinda did today, which is bit.ly es22 all. Bit.ly es22 all is a link to see all our videos. That link you can use for seeing all the videos. Okay. So third dialog box will come is, first window, here is your email. Second window, this is a .elakshya file behind, and you can find so many things. Third window, for understanding about your .elakshya file and elakshya and all that, you can use all these videos. OK will be there. Once you click OK, the .elakshya file will be there. That's all. So this is something which Govinda did today. Okay. There is something else also which Govinda did. Now we are going to email. I said migrate. Migration. We are going to email. How do we know? And we are going to email to the customer by just giving a particular link. Okay. How do we know if the customer has even clicked the link? If the customer has not clicked the link, then we have a problem that customer has not even opened, has not even seen his or her mail. How do we make sure of this? What Govinda has done today is, there is a file already which is there with us. I don't know if you guys have seen that file. It's called log file. Whenever customer changes any entry, the log file will. Have you guys seen that log file? You guys remember seeing the log file? Like it's in sheet 1. But that log file is will throw up entries only when somebody makes any changes in the .elakshya file. Immediately it will come. Now there is a sheet 2 which Govinda has created. The minute the customer clicks on this, okay, the name of the .elakshya file and the number of times which the customer has clicked will come in sheet 2, and the time when he or she has clicked. So this means that we will have total control on anybody actually seeing their mails also. It's like in email you would have used something called read receipt, no? Read receipt gotta nimige. Shweta knows about it. She's a bit IT savvy. Read receipt andre gotta nimige. Post gotta. Personally, there is always something called registered post acknowledgement due. RPAD gotta. Andre eno? What is the meaning of that? Nam post avrige sikkita ilva anta helaka. 1 second. Just stop it now. Yes, Satish. So like registered post acknowledgement due, if a person has just clicked on this, immediately that the number of times he has clicked will be here, which means, and in fact in the .elakshya file also there is, in .elakshya file you've seen row 1 to row 9 and all, no? In row 10 we have put 2 columns which says number of times the person has opened his or her .elakshya file, and it will be cumulative. If a person opens 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 100 times, 120 times, that number will be automatically there. So these are some of the small steps we have taken to ensure that people compulsorily move to a .elakshya file. So whenever we email, if the person has to see the email, I don't want the person to go to that in .elakshya file to go to some small column and see their latest interaction. It automatically pops out. I don't want them to read something wherever and then understand what the uses of .elakshya file are. As soon as the person sees the email, immediately the next window pops out saying that these are things which a .elakshya file does. Third window pops up which says these are the videos and these are the places where you can see what your .elakshya file. That's it. So it is nothing but it's called UI, user interface. I have just trying to migrate, and then fourth thing which I have done is I am also keeping a record if the customer opens at all. Because if you people, for example, anybody says that my customer ko mail bhej diya, the point is if the customer has not even opened that link, then what is the point? So to keep a complete control on that, this we have done. One more small thing we have done, which I will use this video. Did we put those buckets in the video? We didn't put, no? Okay, I just Sakita, you want to take over the buckets part? That you know very clearly, no? So as we okay, first thing we guys do is our T files are there. T files are, I think, from A to Y. Correct? Everybody knows this, no? A, B, C, D to Y. All I have done is that day I made change with C or D or something, no? I mean it will not work out, so leave it. I have created a no. Gautam knows, Govinda knows this. I did it in front of Govinda only. I created a new column called Z. In that Z only, whenever .elakshya file you have created, just write the date in DDMMYY format in Z. As soon as you do that, it will change the color to a blue color, and you will also be able to easily sort. And whatever, that's all you need to do. Whatever you sort, you just move it to, in G colon, there is a file called master. Correct? In that master, wherever you are for DE, SP, for DE, AR, just move it to that. That's it. That's all. Your work ends there. And Govinda will take over from there. Govinda will take that and create the .elakshya files. So this is all I want to tell you guys. Let's stop the video. Thank you. So what you guys do is, you give instructions to Govinda to create .elakshya file by sorting and putting that in master in each of your files. Correct? No, you will put it in for the SP. You will put it in for the AR. I will put it in for the S and all that. Okay. So our files are here. Whatever it's there. Now what Govinda will do is, whenever Govinda needs to create, make the .elakshya files themselves, Govinda will do the following steps. These are all here, right? Okay. First is, there will be a big sheet which that's again there in master only. There is one big sheet, right? So Govinda will move this to this sheet and delete it. He will move this to this sheet and delete it. He will move this to this sheet and delete it. So the next time Asha or Shweta or anybody again sorts and puts needs .elakshya files to be created, when you go to your sheet, it will be blank, which means that he has already moved, those files will be created. Okay. So come to Govinda. Govinda has got this full list of .elakshya files which are to be created. Now he will put it in a place where in column D, if he looks at, the program is already given. In column D, by the way, before that, how do you create your .elakshya files? In that for D, SP, for D, AR and for D, this thing, the instructions are there. You need to put the Gmail ID in a particular place, the mobile number in a particular place, whatever in a particular place, spreadsheet formula, only then automatically it will get created. That you have seen. I showed you that day, right? Fine. So Govinda, once he puts this here, against each of these files, Govinda will be able to see whether they are, okay, because this is where, this is the .elakshya, it's called .d creation. Govinda is putting this into D, there will be D creation 1, there is a sheet called D creation 1, there is a sheet called D creation 2, there is a sheet called D creation 3 and D creation 4. Why these 4 sheets? So that he can use this to create in one computer, this to create on another computer, this to create on a third computer, this to create in fourth computer. If he is using 4 computers together. Once he puts this, immediately in column D in the D creation file, and there's a 5th sheet actually, which is the master sheet, big sheet, it's called D total. All .elakshya files of the past will be here. Against each of these names, which is identified by the Gmail ID, against each of them, this sheet will compare against all the .elakshya files which have already been created. If it has already been created, it will give a warning here, which is the same as this email ID will also come here. Otherwise, it will say %NA. %NA means okay, no problem. If it's already created, it will let's say satishan@gmail.com is already created. The satishan@gmail.com will also be reflected here. So therefore, Govinda will be able to figure out whether the .elakshya files are created or not. And then using this, assuming that if there is no duplication, he will create the .elakshya files. That's the next thing which Govinda will do. After that, what will Govinda do? So .elakshya files will be created like this by Govinda. Once the .elakshya files are created by Govinda, what he needs to do is, the .elakshya files will be there in the cloud in some place. I showed you that day. In the cloud there will be some 100 files, whatever will be there. So he needs to do a Control-C. He needs to paste it into an Excel. Once he pastes it into an Excel, he does Control-V and paste it in Excel and extracts the hyperlinks. Using the ASAP utilities, you will extract the hyperlinks. Okay, you have to extract hyperlinks which will be whatever HTTP, spreadsheets, AXMN, 43, whatever. You see, no long link will be there. So that is something which you need. Right? The .elakshya file name is also satishan@gmail.com hyphen 9886730012. So the name also will be there. Now what Govinda needs to do is, he needs to extract this. Again I said there is something called text columns where he can extract this. So only satishan@gmail.com will come out. It will come out. Once this come out, he needs to add http e.es22.com/ along with Satishan. So this will also be there. So the new macro, there is one macro for creating .elakshya files. There is another macro on this computer for creating the short links. So that new macro will only have two columns, right? One column has this http e.es22, the other column has the long link. So therefore Govinda will have this as well as Govinda will have this. That's it. Then he can write that macro. So that will close the loop. Clear? Govinda?